Hi, this is Kevin C. Mason from Jack Monkey Games, and today in rainy Australia, if the rain will actually let me talk, because I have a tin roof and it gets really loud in here, we're going to talk about sharing the spotlight. Now, I've created a roll versus roll card that helps with that, but for the most part, it is something that you don't need a card for. It just needs to be something that both players and GMs need to be aware of. We're going to talk about it from the player standpoint. There's going to be a quick little break, and then we're going to be talking about it from the GM standpoint. From a player standpoint, think about you're in a group, okay? You're a fighter, you're a wizard, you're a cleric, and there's a reason why there's different tasks. What you're supposed to be really good at. Now, I'm not saying that you need to stay in that little box, but think about those things that might be dominating the other players. So think about, okay, if you are the fighter, you're always getting this opportunity to fight. Instead of going and just diving in on those goblins, allow the mage to cast a fireball to kill the goblins. You don't have to be the number one player every single game. Now, something that I think of as a player is that, because I can be a very dominant personality at the table, what I like to do is that every once in a while, I just take a step back and I let everyone else run. I let everyone else do their thing. And I do this in a couple ways. One, as a player, I tend to play support characters. So I am the cleric, which, by the way, if you guys are in Sydney and you need a cleric, so I will play a support character. I will do things to help the other players. I will also ask other players, hey, what is your idea how to fix this? Okay, I tend to go after the players who are the shyest. Okay, so if someone seems to be really shy, they don't seem to be acting much, they haven't done much this time, I'll ask them, hey, how do you think we should get past this? Okay, the idea is that I, as a player, not as a GM, but as a player, I'm trying to pull them in. Okay, and it creates a more enjoyable experience for everyone, and the only thing I have to do is take a step back.
I'm a very patient person.
A body falls past the window.
Whatever.
And you put it down and you feel like shaky all over. Both your hands are covered. Immediately peg him as a cogman.
So we've known each other for years.
It's Sumeshi. One of the knives is missing from a garter hilt because it is being pressed to your throat.
Damn. We had a.
Oh my god!
So you took money from him, huh?
We talked about this earlier.
Recently attacked by the forces of the American Confederation.
Yeah.
Are you constantly checking for traps?
The Steamrollers Adventure Podcast is available at rigstories.com or on iTunes. You can also get it at Stitcher and Google Play.
Okay, from a GM standpoint. Now, I know during combat, we have an initiative system which automatically deals with this. And for most part, in game systems, it works fine. You just go around the table, okay? I do it a couple ways. We've done pass the stick, where you have someone has an object and it declares whose action it is, and then they pass it to the next person. And that works okay in some situations. In some others, it doesn't work all that well. One of the things I like to do is run a spreadsheet. And what this spreadsheet is that it keeps track of every time the player does something cool, okay? It could be something in battle, it could be communication, some sort of role-playing, it could be some character personal growth, it could be that they say something incredibly funny in character, has to be in character, and I keep track of that. And at the end of the game, whoever has the lowest amount of points is now the topic of the next adventure. And what I do is that, let's say that there is a player who's playing a cleric. What I do is that I then make, and they haven't done anything, they got the lowest score. Now, it's not a score, it doesn't mean that they're a bad player, it just means that they haven't had their turn. They'll get a message from their monastery, and then they have to go in and talk to the head honcho, forcing them to roleplay. From there, they get a mission that they need to go get the Mcguffin, and only members of their order are allowed to touch it, so only they can do it. So what this does is that this forces a situation cleric is now the focus of the game, and so the player gets his highlights. The other players still get to interact. They still get to cast their spells. They still get to fight. They still get to do everything else. It's just that now that this one particular character is now the focus. Now, next round, we take a look at the points again and see what happens.